Hello friends, welcome to Northeast Bali. I am practicing on this beautiful afternoon. What kind of a practice room is this? It's a luxury practice room, I'll tell you, with a view of the sea. What more could you want than to spend a couple hours on the pad right here in this beautiful scene? So today I want to talk about commitment and liking something. Now the big difference is kind of obvious. Commitment. That's a big word. I've got a little story about that. When I was at PIT many years ago, Virgil Donati got permission to come in and practice in one of the rooms, right? So of course he took full advantage of that. And he was in there from morning till night. Now, the other guys and I on the staff would walk, we're walking from class to class, and we would hear Virgil, outside the door. He wouldn't come out. He wouldn't come out for hours and hours and hours. And we would walk by in the morning, we'd walk by in the afternoon, walk by at night, and we'd hear the same exercise being played over and over and over. I mean, for days, right? For days. That was thought-provoking and inspiring. Now, we all know the result that Virgil got, right? He's very well off. He's a great drummer. He's done his thing in this world, and he deserves all the great things that have happened to him because he really worked hard. I mean, that is commitment, okay? Commitment. Like what I do, for example. You may see me here, at this beautiful place right now, but I'm here because people believe in me and what my message is, and they want to be associated with that message and with me. The commitment I've given to drumming is more than just, I want to play drums. It's a lifestyle, okay? A lifestyle is a whole lot different than just being a drummer. Everything about me revolves around drumming. I'm giving you this angle here so you can see the sea. Now, if you like something, if you kind of like it, then you can't make a lifestyle out of it. If you kind of like it, it's gonna suffer, I mean, there's nothing wrong with kind of liking it, and doing it for fun and stuff like that. But to really make it your life, it's got to be a lifestyle, okay? Everything you do has to revolve around music and drumming. Every great player that I know lives this way. Now, some players are rich, money-wise, monetarily well off, and some are not rich and in fact poor, and they still live the lifestyle, okay, of drumming. They still put it in front of everything, okay? Now, why am I talking about this? Because this is not about having the fastest chops or being the greatest player and blah, blah, blah. This is about lasting, man. This is about making it your life and playing throughout your whole life. Something about the music that's really difficult, makes people quit, right? They quit. There were some stats, I think, if I remember correctly, it was 80% of college grads quit music by the time they're 40. 80%. And then others, quit way earlier. But something like 80%, I would say even 90% quit music by the time they're 45 or 50. And I think that mistake that's made is thinking that drumming is going to give you things that that are supposed to be given to you by life. Okay? Life. Living as a musician. Now, there are certain things that you can do behind the kit and certain things that require you to live life, to have a passion behind your playing. Okay? You can't do that in the practice room. You have to go out there and live, man. You have to get heartbroken. You have to do the hard things. You have to go through a broken heart, a happy heart. All of those emotions are what makes you an artist. You just can't do it if you're sitting there in a practice room. Okay? Now, I see a lot of young players posting all these videos on Instagram, these fast videos, never ending fast, chops, things. What a bore. My God, who's gonna play with those guys? Nobody serious in the music world wants that. Okay? A great teacher of mine, Chuck Flores, I don't know if you guys know him, he said one of his lessons was with, I think he was with Woody Herman at the time. I can't remember exactly that. Something's reminding me that he was Woody Herman. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, he was a real young kid at the time when he got in the bands. And one of the players pulled him over and he said, "Listen, kid, you got a lot of potential, blah, blah, blah." The typical thing that somebody gets told. But what you need to do is drink this bottle of vodka. He told him to drink an entire bottle of vodka and come back tomorrow. Right? Now, in the old days, that was like a substitute for suffering. People used to do that to you, right? You used to have to drink and have a hard life to be a player. And it's hard to talk and do these exercises at the same time. But, I obviously don't believe in that at all. Now, I just think you have to live with passion. I mean, one of my mottos, you see it everywhere, is live to play. Not play to live. Okay? Live to play. And that means doing exactly what I'm doing. I mean, I'm here in Bali as a result of everything I've done. Now, I have some friends that have scolded me, some players in New York. "What are you doing? You should be in New York, playing at Fat Cat and playing here and there and waiting for somebody to pick you up." Man, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm not gonna wait around for whoever to call me because, suddenly they think I'm flavor of the month or something. No. I'm doing my thing, man. I don't care if whoever doesn't call me, right? I've said many times, there's one guy that I wish I could play with, it's Chris Potter. But if whoever it is doesn't want to call me, they want some college kid because they could pay him less, than me, then go for it, man. I got my own thing going. I'm playing all over the world. I've got my name, and that's proof of that is that I'm playing all over the world. Now, the point of this is that the lifestyle of drumming is what allows me to do this. I may not be a millionaire, and I'm not a millionaire because a lot of my products have been stolen. Okay, we've talked about that in the past, and you know what's going on with that if you're a member of the channel. The music industry and the whole thing with products, it just sucks. It's such a horrible, horrible nightmare what we have to go through. But it has not killed my commitment. My commitment remains. Does it mean there aren't sacrifices? Of course there's sacrifices. I've sacrificed relationships, you know, buying a house, all the things that people think that you should have in life. I don't give a crap about a house. I sank all my money into my lesson site, which cost a small fortune. To produce the things that I've produced cost a small fortune. Probably the price of a house in some areas, right? I'm not saying $1 million, but definitely a lot of frickin' money. I have no regrets. I have no regrets because for example, I'm looking at these people here. All these people are super rich, man. You can just tell, right? They're here from Germany, from France. You can tell they're really money people hang around this place, okay? A lot of, you know, folks that are retired and older, not that many young people, okay? That tells me there's people with bread are staying at this resort. And guess what? So am I. And guess what? I'm a part of this resort. I'm doing things with them, partnering with them to run the Drummers Intensive Day here at the resort, and while these people are paying a whole lot of money to be here. That is what commitment is about. That is what commitment gets you, okay? The world has changed. The drumming industry has changed. I don't care about going on tour with Chick Corea. Obviously, Chick Corea passed. I never have. And I never cared about anyone in the jazz scene calling me. I'm doing my own thing. That's commitment. Now, how do you get commitment? All right, there's one very important thing that I learned a while ago. Now, you know that I love parallel art forms. Photography, acting. I was an actor for many years, as you know. I'm still a professional photographer now, 15 years and counting. And what those parallel art forms have taught me. Oh, there's one great story I got to tell you guys. I was studying with an acting coach in Los Angeles that Richard Cox took me to. Richard Cox is a great actor. I mean, no, you know, only if you're in the scene that you know who Richard Cox is. He's, you know, Emmy award-winning actor. Been on Broadway. Been a fantastic frickin' actor. He's been in movies, and I befriended him a long time ago because he also plays piano and he loves music and whatever. So he took me to this. It was super underground, you know, no glamour acting class type of thing. It was really hardcore people sitting there in that class. And this actor, he was a dirty, scrungy dude. He looks like Nick Nolte type of a thing, if that gives you an image there. Nick Nolte. And he starts talking about this scene that we're going to practice. And it was a scene with a gun and you're hiding from this guy. And he enters your apartment, and right when you're trying to, you know, you've broken into the apartment, and he comes in and you're trying to hide, right? So he calls me up to do the scene. Of course it's a not loaded gun and whatever. But so I'm doing the scene, and he stops me, right? He stops the scene. Of course the other actors are there, so all pretty hardcore actors. So I'm kind of embarrassed, you know. Shit, this is a tough thing, this particular scene. And he starts talking to me about commitment. He says, until you're ready to commit, you're never going to be able to do anything. You got to be ready to commit. Commitment. And the guy repeats that. He starts repeating that word, commitment. and he starts fucking crying, like crying. Come here, come here, come here. I mean, it was so fucking intense. You know, it sounds wacky if you're not an actor, but he starts crying, man. He's commitment. He keeps repeating that word, and it shocked the shit out of me, right? It's like, God damn, this guy is hardcore, man. You got to be committed to your words and your actions. And I think now more than ever, that's so important, because there's just so many wackadoos out there clouding the scene, clouding the potential for you to get heard, that you gotta, you know, be on a whole other level. Okay? You gotta have a whole other level of commitment to stay for the long game in this business. And that's my video for today. It's okay to like something. It's okay to have fun with it. But to be a lifer, it's got to be your lifestyle. And you've got to project yourself into the future, and you've got to latch on to the spiritual aspects of playing, because money is going to be tough, okay? Unless you get some really good gigs, like friends of mine on Broadway, they're playing on Broadway, they're making a lot of money, you know, or they get great gigs, they're lucky and they get great gigs. But, you know, that's one out of a million? There's so many drummers that I recently saw in China and in Indonesia. Here, there's tons of drummers. I mean, you know, you've got to latch on to the spiritual side of drumming. That's all I got to say about that. To really make it count, to really push you through the hard times. It's beyond loving it. It's a lifestyle. That's all I can say. All right, folks, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, the Drummers Intensive Day, Bali, is coming in November. And we're going to be here at this beautiful resort. So I hope you stay tuned for all of that. And I hope you enjoyed this video from this beautiful, beautiful place. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Drummers Intensive Day è un programma che faccio in tutto il mondo. È molto versatile e molto intensivo.
Ciao, sono Luca e ho partecipato al seminario di Phil Maturano, grande maestro con grosse capacità di trasmettere il suo gran sapere. Ogni sua informazione arriva sempre diretta e molto chiara.
Ciao ragazzi, ciao Phil, mi chiamo Alessandro e vengo da lontano e sono venuto proprio oggi, in questa occasione speciale, per incontrare un grande batterista, nonché una grande persona che si chiama Phil. Ho passato dei momenti bellissimi perché ho avuto modo di imparare, di apprendere tante cose che in realtà mi mancavano di bagaglio culturale.
La idea principale è di presentare una scuola on tour, che si può muovere di qua con maestri di tutto il mondo anche. È stato Cliff Allman, Pete Lockett, Luis Conte, una varietà enorme di batteristi e percussionisti di tutto il mondo.
un gran seminario molto intenso soprattutto sulla tecnica, sia delle mani che dei piedi, e soprattutto degli stili musicali, dal jazz alla musica latin.
Drummer Intensive Day di Film Maturano, mi è piaciuto tantissimo sia la parte di tecnica con le mani che mi è servita veramente molto e soprattutto l'analisi ritmica che mi consentirà di studiare da qua i prossimi 25 anni. Grazie.
E il nome dell'evento Drummers Intensive Day ti dà l'idea del concetto. È un evento molto intensivo che porta il batterista al suo massimo livello in poco tempo. Il corso intensivo dura dalle 6 alle 8 ore.
Sono rimasto soddisfattissimo dalla clinica con Film Maturano, dove mi si è aperto ancora di più un altro mondo con tantissimo materiale per studiare.
Un sacco di informazioni, una valanga di informazioni, però tutto molto utile, tanta roba da studiare.
E sono sconvolto, ho un sacco di cose da studiare e tante nozioni da mettere nel mio bagaglio di batterista.
Ci vediamo al Drummers Intensive Day.